Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm personalizing these Tooth Fairy pillows using heat transfer vinyl. I found these at Target and thought they were super adorable. The front has a little pocket for a tooth, and I thought it would be fun to add a little quote on the back, and I will link these down below in my description box. I'm in Cricut Design Space where I'm going to grab some fonts to create my daughter's name and the little quote on the back. First, I'm going to grab the font for my daughter's name. So I'll click on text and I'm going to go up to font and select there. Then I'm going to type in Babass. I'm using the font Babass New. I select on that, then I'm just going to double click in here and type in Quinn. Now I'm just going to figure out my sizing. I measured the tooth where I'm going to be adding her name, and the tallest I could make it was 0.5 inches. So I am going to go over to height and I'm just going to type in 0.5. I'll let it automatically adjust for the width, which makes it 1.145, and that will work perfectly for the area that I'm putting it. I'm going to be using gold glitter heat transfer vinyl for the name, so I'm just going to come up here and change it to a brown, which is kind of close to it. So I have the name done. Now on the back, I'm going to have it say Official Tooth Fairy Exchange Pillow. I thought that was super cute, so I am going to go back to text, and I'm going to keep the font the same for part of that. I'm going to double click in here. I'll type Official. Then I'm going to go back to my text again. And for this one, I am going to type Exchange Pillow. I want this to be centered, so I'm going to go to my alignment tool and select center. I also don't want all of this space in between, so I'm going to go to my line space and I'm just going to click the arrow down. You have to keep pressing it for a while to get it to where you want it. Now I'm going to grab a different font for the center part. I'm going to go back to my text. Then I am going to go up to font and I am going to search for unicorn calligraphy. I downloaded this from dafont.com, so I'll select that. And here I'm just going to double click and I'm going to write Tooth Fairy. I'm going to bring Exchange Pillow a little bit closer. Now I want to make sure that these are centered. So I have 3 different layers for these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight over all 3. Then I'm going to go up to Align and I am going to select Distribute Horizontally. And I had it centered pretty well. Official moved over just a little bit. While I have all 3 of these selected, I am going to size this. I measured my pillow and I figured out that I wanted the width to be 2.5 inches. So I'm going to go to my width and I'll type in 2.5 and hit enter. And that'll make my height around 2 inches, and once again, I just let it automatically adjust for the height. Now I just need to change the color of these. I want them to be pink since I'm using pink HTV. I also want to attach Official and Exchange Pillow. I want it to cut out all together as one piece, and that way I don't have to try to center it, which I am terrible at eyeballing, so I figure this is easier. So I have Exchange Pillow selected. I'll hit Shift on my keyboard and select Official. Then I'm going to come down here and select Attach. Since I'm using different vinyl, I want to change the colors and it'll separate them on different mats. Now I'm ready to click on Make It. Since I'm using HTV or heat transfer vinyl, I am going to select mirror for both of these. I'll hit continue. I'm going to select everyday iron-on for the first one. Once that's done, I will click back on here, and for my gold vinyl, I'll select glitter iron-on. I place my heat transfer vinyl shiny side down on my Cricut mat. I'm using Caesar Easy Weed. I just love this vinyl because it's super thin and it cuts out really well. I usually purchase this at Michael's. Then I load this into the Cricut machine and it'll cut out my design. Now I'm ready to cut out my glitter vinyl. I place that glitter side down and load it into the Cricut machine and it'll cut out the font. Next, I weed out my vinyl. I love using this pen because it makes it really easy with tiny fonts like this, so I've been using it a lot. I'm using my Easy Press Mini for this, and I set it to the medium setting. Next, I remove the tag and I rip off the tags on the side of the pillow. And it's kind of funny because these tags on pillows I used to not remove because it says on there under penalty of law, do not remove these. But obviously it's not for the person that purchased them. I'm using a lint roller to clean this off. I don't necessarily have to do this because I'm not using infusible ink, but it had a lot of fuzz on it, so I figured I would just do it. Then I center the vinyl onto the tooth. I place Teflon sheet on top of the pillow, and this just helps protect it. You can also use parchment paper as well. I set the timer on my watch, and then I start running my Cricut Easy Press Mini over the name, and I do this just in a constant motion for 25 seconds. Once that's done, I remove the Teflon sheet, then I can remove the clear carrier sheet that's over the vinyl. It stuck down really well. I also love the glitter gold vinyl and how well it matches with the stars on the pillow. Now I'm ready to do the back of the pillow. I forgot to preheat the front, so I preheated the back. Then I placed the first part of my wording down. I decided to cut some slits in the carrier sheet just to help the vinyl lay down a little bit flatter. Then I place my Teflon sheet on top and I run my Cricut Easy Press Mini over it for 25 seconds, so I use the same setting. Here I'm removing the carrier sheet. I had to wait for the vinyl to cool down all the way, which took several minutes. If your vinyl isn't sticking to whatever you're pressing it on, try that, and a lot of times that works. Now I'm ready to add the other part of the design. I had to do this separately because the carrier sheets would be overlapping. I place the carrier sheet back on and run my Easy Press over it for 25 seconds. It looked like I had missed a little bit of the corner there, so I just ran my Easy Press over it real quick. Then I remove the carrier sheet. I also recommend doing this slowly just to make sure that everything stuck down well and that you didn't miss any pieces of it. Here's how the back looks. I think it's so cute. The pink shows up a little bit better in person than on camera. I decided to make another one for my son Josh, and I also made one for my daughter Emerson, even though she's only 2 months old, so she doesn't even have teeth yet, so she's a ways away from using this. Here's another look on how these turned out. I think they are super adorable, and I forgot to mention these pillows are only $5 at Target, and it's really good quality, so they're super fun to personalize. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribed if you are new to my channel.